So Peter Block defines or says that the hardest part of consulting is coping successfully with resistance from the client. So let's define it. As Peter Block defines it, resistance is a reaction to an emotional process taking place within the client. It is not a reflection of a conversation you are having with the client that is objective, logical, or even rational. So it's just something that it's an emotional reaction to change, basically.
So because the resistance is an indirect expression of the client's reservations, but also that they lack the skill to deal with it, you want to be able to continue building trust with your client. So one way is to just identify when the resistance is taking place, like being aware that something's going on. Also, to kind of along the lines of not making it personal, just view the resistance as a natural process and a sign that you're on target. In the process of building trust, you want to support the client in expressing the resistance directly. And then the last one, of course, is restating it's not personal. It's not an attack on you. It may feel like it in the moment, but it's really about them, and there's something going on with them. So the big question is, how do you handle that resistance? Handling resistance, you can put into 3 basic steps. So first of all, picking up on the cues, identifying when it's happening, and looking at everything from verbal to physical to tone of voice or lack of certain behaviors, and then being able to identify, okay, this is what's going on.
One of the issues I've seen is personalization of objections. Your email, your presentation, your proposal. And what works better for me is when I don't respond to the personalization, but really objectify and say, the language in your presentation indicated this. So just kind of a objective kind of reflection. But the more, if I make it personal, it seems to get worse. It's more emotional.
The second step is to state that resistance and do so in a neutral, non-punitive language. And then the last one may be difficult too, because once you ask the question, you need to be quiet and let that client talk. And sometimes silence can get uncomfortable, but eventually, you can help that person begin to express themselves.
Okay, everybody, this is an annotation poll, and what we'd like you to do is select the top 5 to 6 forms of resistance that you struggle with the most. Go ahead and join the room that you would like to chat more about with your colleagues today.
The discussion was pretty good, as you can see, but we talked about some of the emphasis is on a solution. So our response is question-based. Do you want the quick solution or the best solution? Do you want the fast food or something better? One of the challenges in L&D is you've got to identify the incentives of the resistance. What is it they're looking for? Questioning whether we're focused on a problem that matters versus delivering a solution to check the box. And then there's a matter of motivation, like, hey, I've been assigned, I don't really want to be here. We need to understand that. Other people might get credit. One of the other resistances to collaborate we talked about was bringing in external consultants, and the internal team's not incented to help.
Bottom line is when we're talking about resistance, everybody, don't take it personally. Big red letters up there. That's why we put it up there. People don't do things because of you. They're doing it because of what they want, which is when we're thinking about the sales group and in that example that I just gave you, it was all because they wanted their bonuses, right? They wanted the recognition, and it had nothing to do with not wanting to share data with you. It's just like, no, I want to win, right? And it's a competitive thing. So it's not meant to discredit you. It's not meant to put down your skill or your competencies. And basically, this resistance just shows you that you've touched something that's important and valuable